All right, let's work on worksheet number 1 and get a little practice. So if you have the worksheet, great, get it out. You can work on it and you want to see how you've done, come back to the movie and watch this. If you don't have the printout, that's no problem, because as you play this movie, you can just hit the pause button, work on something, and then hit play again and see if you did it right. All right, so here's the data values we want to put into our TI-83. And this is how we do it. Press the on button. Then you press the little stat key here. And under edit here, notice these numbers. I'm going to press 1 to select edit. And you have these lists here in which we put our data. I'm going to put this data into list 1. But I already have some numbers there, and you always want to clear the list first. So I'm going to press the up arrow key to get L1 highlighted. And then I have to press clear, and then I have to press enter to clear. So notice I had to press those two keys, first clear, then enter. Now I can enter in all my data. It doesn't matter the order. You can do columns or you can do rows. But the first data value, press 8, then press the 5, and hit enter. You just entered 85. Then I press a 7, then an 8, and hit enter, and so forth. So go ahead and pause the movie, and once you got it all entered in, hit the play button, and I'll have my data all entered in. Yours will be all entered in. We can continue on. There, did you get all of your data entered in? Good. So with all that data in list 1, which is this step right here, we can go on to making a histogram. Now remember the 2 pitfalls when making a graph on a TI calculator. First one to check for is this: press the yellow second key and then the Y equals key. And why don't we all just press 4 here for plots off, hit enter. So all the plots are turned off. So when I press second key and then the Y equals key, see, they're all turned off. Because what we don't want to be trying to do is be setting this one on and have any of these others on, trying to plot 2 different types of graphs. It can't do it. So that's the one pitfall. Here's the other one. Press the Y equals key. Now this needs to all be clear. But if you have anything in there, like say I've got this right here, well, you need to move the cursor there and press clear so it's all cleared out, because your calculator doesn't want to be graphing any of this stuff in addition to your histogram. It won't do it. It'll give you an error message. So we got our 2 little pitfalls taken care of. So we press the yellow second key and then the Y equals key. Let's press 1 for plot 1. Now with this cursor on, hit enter. Then press the down arrow key. Press the right arrow key twice to highlight the histogram, but highlighting isn't enough. You also have to press enter to select it. Then I hit the down arrow key. This needs to be list 1. If you have some other list number there, just press the yellow second key and then the 1 key and you'll have list 1. And frequency needs to be set to 1. Now all we need to do is press the zoom key, and what we want is choice number 9. So just press 9 and you've got your histogram. Now with histograms you have a lot of control over your classes, which means, you know, the width of these bars and how many you have. By clicking on the window button, I'm going to change Xmin to 30. I'll change Xmax to 110. X scale, that's the width of the bars, I'm going to make that 10. A Y min, I'll make that 0. Y max, I'll make that 9. That'll be big enough. And then I'll hit graph. And there I have it. Looks a little bit different. Now, if you want to make a sketch of your histogram on here, just press the trace key and you can press your right arrow key and it tells you the height of the bar. So you can make a sketch of it. Now for step 3, sorting the data. Press the stat key. Choice number 2 is sort in ascending order, A for ascending. Choice 3 is to sort in descending order. Well, we want choice 2. So press the 2 key, and there it shows right there. To get it to put L1 in there, I press the yellow second key, and then the 1 key, right parenthesis, and hit enter. It says it's done. So I'm going to press Stat, and then I'm going to select 1 for edit, and sure enough, it's all sorted. Well, that's great. You might be wondering now, why did we do that? Well, you're going to see it really helps when you need to make a stem and leaf plot. I'm going to delete those, and I'm going to be typing in here. I like to use a font that lines up really well, such as Courier. I'll do this in red. Now, I know the smallest data value is 32 because I can look at my list there. So that has a stem of 3. What I like to do is go ahead and put in all the stems. So I start with the smallest and increment my way through. And you know, we never ever skip a stem, so I don't need to worry about any of these not supposed to be in there. Of course it's supposed to be in there. And how far do I go? Well, if you look at your sorted list, you'll see that the largest data value is 101. So 101 has a stem of 10. So that's why my stems are going from 3 to 10. So I have all of those in. Now I can go ahead and put in my leaves. So looking here, data value 32, 2 is the leaf. For the data value 38, 8 is the leaf. So we go down here. Are there any 40s? No. Are there any 50s? No. The next data value is 60. So this row is empty and that row is empty. And we go down to the 60s. And so 60 has a leaf of 0, and it has a 67. That's it for the 60s. Now for the 70s. We have a 73, a 75, and a 78. I'm going to have to go to my calculator here and scroll down. So we had a 78 and a 79. And let's see, we have an 82, an 84, an 85, an 86, and another 86. I gotta scroll down again. So we had the two 86s and then an 88. And then for the 90s, we have a 91, a 92, another 92, a 94. Time to scroll again. So we got the 94, then there's two 95s, a 97, a 99, and then we go down here for the hundreds. Let's see, we have the end of the list there, 100 and 201s. And so we got the stem and leaf done. It was real easy because we just went from left to right, putting in our leaves, and now our leaves are in sorted order. Makes it look more professional. Now, whenever you make a stem and leaf, why did you do that? Well, two reasons. One, to see the shape, and the other, to see if there's any suspected outliers. So, what would you think the shape is here? Well, see how it's tapering off here? So that's left skew. So let's enter that in. Are there any outliers? Well, we suspect 32 and 38. See, when you have these blank rows, it shows you how far away these data values are from the rest. That's why you would never skip or leave these out. Otherwise, you can't see the suspected outliers. So we'll say yes, we do believe there are suspected outliers. Why do we say suspected? Because we got to wait till we learn about box plots. Those are what we use to say for sure whether they're outliers or not. But that's for a later lesson. And so what are those data values? Well, remember the stem and leaf, the nice thing is you've got your actual data showing there. So 32 and 38 are suspected outliers. Now, which would be the most appropriate measure of the middle for this data? the mean or the median? Well, remember, we want to use the mean. That's always our first choice, but we cannot use it if we have either or both of the troublemakers. The troublemakers being skew and outliers. Well, we got both of those troublemakers. So that's why we're stuck using the median. Because the median, well, yes, over here. What's the reason? It is resistant to the pull of the outliers and the skew. Because I should mention both of them because we have both of them. Okay. Now it says, let's run one var stats to get the values of the mean and the median. Well, that's pretty easy to do. The data is already entered in. All we have to do is press stat. Press the right arrow key to highlight calc. Choice number 1 for one var stats. And there it is. And it's waiting for me to tell it, well, which list has the data. It's in list 1, so I press the yellow second key and the 1 key for list 1, and I hit enter. Now, X bar, that tells me the mean is 82.8. So let's put that in. 82.8. Now, to see the median, we'll have to press the down arrow key and scroll down. The mean is 86. So let's put that in. Then it says, if the mean and median are different, why are they different? Well, we actually talked about this before. The mean is smaller because it was pulled down or lower by the outliers and the left skew. So I had both those things pulling on it, making it smaller. So it went less than the median. Well, that's it for this lesson.